Hey YouTube, it's Jeremy. It's been a while and I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what's been going on and show you the neat projects I'm working on. So, first video in a long time, I want to show you my roach colonies. There's a lot of them. So this wall is filled with, let me get out of the frame, is filled with roach colonies. I have a couple of empty containers we sold out of them. Down here there's another empty one, but mainly these are all my babies, the nymphs, ranging in size. I sort them by month, so this is November, October, I have July, I think I put this one in backwards, September, it's kind of hit and miss, December, January, February, and this lets me know when these babies were born. Because we harvest our babies from the breeding colonies once a month and move them into their own colony. I have 2 Novembers because there's so many babies in November that they all can't fit in one colony. Okay? I want to show you kind of how I set up my roach colonies, kind of give you a walking tour of what's unique about this room. In this container, this is my January babies. They're tons of them. One thing you'll notice is there's different sizes. So what I contribute that to is some are born at the beginning of the month, some are born at the end of the month, some born in the middle. So you have beginning of the month and that's your size difference. When I sell them, I try to separate the sizes so that I know each cell is fair. Over here I have my water crystals. I put a little mesh carpet for them to climb up on, and it works really well. Yeah, they just swarm in there. There's probably over 30,000 babies in this one colony, and like I said, I usually have 2 colonies from each month. And there's their food. I make their own food. And they kind of separate what they don't like. It floats on the surface and they dig down into it. And that's how we've kind of refined what to feed these guys, is by separating what they don't like and seeing what they don't like, and well, if they don't like it, we don't put it in there. So that's a standard baby colony. So right in here we have a breeding colony. Each breeding colony has probably 100 and 150 female. And you can see I haven't harvested the babies out of this one for this month, so there's still babies running around. This colony is set up pretty much identical to the other colonies. You know, food, water, with all those babies from this month. Looks like they have drunk a lot. Need to get them some more water. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I also, here's my vent. Cut a nice circle in it. Hot glued screen mesh onto it. It works pretty snazzy. In here right now you can see that it's 82, 30 degrees, or 30% humidity. We like it 30, 40. I live in Utah, so it's kind of hard to get it higher than 30. But, yeah, we do our best. So, it's hard to get a picture of this wall because this is such a narrow room. But, we start over here with 1, 2, and it goes all the way over. We have quite a few rows. We had a fly problem, so we made some fly traps, and that pretty well eliminated them. Occasionally find a few fly, but we've had these sticky traps also, and that seems to catch them. If you look right here, these are called wireless tags. This lets me know when I'm away from this room what the temperature is. And it monitors humidity. It also monitors if the light's on, So last night I forgot to turn off the light, and I got a notification that someone came out here and turned off the light, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so I just wanted to give you guys kind of a view of our sensors and what they show me. So I have two sensors in here. One that controls the heater, and the other one to alert me if there's a problem. With this many roaches, the problem can happen pretty fast, and it can get pretty expensive. So you can see, let's start over on the right. It has its wireless connection. It tells me the lumens, which means the lights are on. Below that, it tells me the last time it synced with the app. And we have humidity, and then we have temperature, and armed, meaning that it will notify me if there's motion. So those sensors do quite a bit. Let me go into one, zoom out because there's a lot of information there, and I can kind of show you the graph that it gives me. So the top red line is the temperature, and see it's pretty steady. Dip down just a little bit. I've been out here working. This bottom green line is humidity. It stays fairly steady. Sometimes it drops down. And then the blue line is the lights on. It gives quite a bit of information in here. It allows me to keep a pretty good, precise record of what's going on in the roach room. So over here I have our heater. It's in a pretty open spot. And it is controlled by one of those sensors at the other far end of the room. I also have a fan up here to circulate the air. I turned it off for this video because it's pretty loud. During the summer I have this AC unit to cool off the room. But like I said, this heater is controlled by one of those sensors on the far wall. And I have it through a Wemo, I don't know. It's one of those smart outlets. And I use a program called If This Then That to, you know, if the room gets this cold, then it turns on the heater. If it gets too hot, it turns off the heater. And that's how I monitor the temperature out here and keep it at a pretty constant temperature, which is awesome. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys is, even though this room is filled with dubia roaches, I do have one other type of roach that I'm currently experimenting on breeding. But in here, these are called giant cave roaches. There's one of their babies crawling on me. I gotta get it off. But he gets nice and big. They're fast. They're pretty fun. Not really sure if I will be selling these, but it's just kind of an experiment. See if how they do, and if I can do them out here. I'm gonna leave, so I'm gonna turn this on, and that's why I turned it off. So there's just a little bit of light that comes in through this wall, but it's pretty insignificant.